Hey, good morning, everyone. Michael Fanning. This is Warm Up 292. And in my mentorship this morning with Robin Sharma, we were talking about accessing the magic. And so, what does he mean by that? And here's what he means by that. You know, when we think about wanting to have more in life and manifesting that which we want, the way we do that is by accessing other people's magic, right? By creating an energy, by creating a vibe that generates their ability to see how they can show up and bring their magic to the world. And so there's four ways that we do this. And I just want to cover those four ways. And I want you to think about this in terms of how you show up on any given day. And I'm going to kind of walk you through this. So here are the four ways we access magic. Okay, the first one is number one is be proactively conscious. And what does that mean, right? To be proactively conscious. And this is what it means. The majority of us, unfortunately, live a reactionary life every day. And what I mean by that is we don't have a set structure on how we rise. We don't have a way to get our mind into a positive space. We don't start our day with gratitude. We don't journal. We don't map out what we're going to do for the day, right? And so what's happening is we're walking through life reactionary as opposed to being proactive. And when you're walking through life reactionary, you're really running off your limbic brain. And so you're not really seeing the subtle and the hidden around you, right? Because all you're doing is you're just trying to get through the day. And so if you think about this, what is your routine? How many of you have the ability when you rise in the morning to set your day, right? To set the needle, to say, my needle's set at a positive energy. My needle's set at gratitude. My needle's set at being proactive. My needle's set in a space of calm. That's number one, because you have to be that way in order to see other people's magic or to create that magic, okay? Number two, how many of you, right, when you think about this, are active listeners? How many of you are active listeners? And to let you understand active listening, here's the difference. Do you know the difference between monologue and dialogue? Monologue, right, is one individual talking the entire time. Dialogue is when two people have a conversation. But the key to accessing other people's magic is not what you're telling somebody, it's what you're hearing from somebody else. And when you're actively listening, here's what you're listening for. You're listening for pain and you're listening for pleasure that is from that other individual. What is happening in their life? When you're done with a conversation, did you learn something? And did you decide what you're going to do next? Because that gets to our number four. Number three, right? If you think about this, is when you're listening for pain and pleasure, are you then remembering that information, right? Are you storing that information away? Are you being authentically present? Are you being conscious in the moment when you're having conversations? Because I don't know how many of you, and I'm guilty of this, I am so guilty of this. I'll be talking with somebody and it comes in one ear and goes out the other ear and then I forget about it. As opposed to really actively listening and saying, you know what? There's a challenge going on in their world, or there's something that's going on in the world that they're really excited about. And how can I authentically be engaged? And then the last one is that once you identify whatever that is, that you learned in that conversation, is are you doing more on whatever your next connection step is? So for example, if I'm talking with somebody and I hear that there was something phenomenal that happened in their life and they're really excited about it, you know, I might mentally make a note, and when I get to my office, I might just, you know what, tomorrow I'm just going to send them a note and just say, you know what, it was so awesome to talk with you and learn that about what just happened to you in your life, and I just want to say congratulations, you've got to feel so proud. But it's those small little things, and those have to be genuine, right? These aren't, we're not, you know, manufacturing this access. You have to want to do it. But here's what I will tell you, and this is what he talked about in the mentorship, is this is the unfortunate part. We want that to happen. If we want other people to feel phenomenal, then that's how we need to show up in their world to create the magic. But here's what he said. A large percentage of people these days live in a reactionary state. They monologue most of the time by talking and telling other people about themselves. They very rarely engage consciously and listen for anybody's pain and pleasure, and most people do what's expected or less. Most people do what's expected or less. So let's not be those people, right? Let's be the 5% of the people that do these other four things and go out and access other people's magic. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want you to think about. You guys, hopefully that helped. Hopefully that gave you some understanding. And again, make it an awesome day. be awesome, and help somebody. And I'll talk to you later.